In the time that the Persian King Cyrus sent the Judeans back to their land, there were two dominant worldviews. The first was the doctrine of retribution. Good deeds lead to blessings, and bad deeds lead to punishment. If somebody suffered or fell ill, the assumption was that they did something wrong. If not themselves, definitely their parents or grandparents. The book of Job, written in the Persian period, addresses the doctrine of retribution. Job was a wealthy man, part of the elite of the nation. He concerned himself with the plight of the poor peasants. In line with the doctrine of retribution, he should have received blessings and rewards, but instead, everything he owned got taken from him, including his family. The point the author was trying to make is that good deeds do not necessarily lead to blessings and rewards. The wealthy of Judah should be cautious not to fall into the trap of only doing good because they expect positive outcomes. One should be good for goodness sake, not because God will reward you in one way or another. Bad things happen to good people, and good things happen to bad people. The second worldview, which was supported by both Ezra and Nehemiah, was that the Judeans were not allowed to marry women from foreign nations. The book of Ruth speaks against this worldview. The story begins with a Judean family, Naomi, Elimelech, and their two sons, who were exiled to Moab. While living in this foreign land, both sons married Moabite women. After the sudden death of Elimelech and his sons, Naomi decided to return to Judah and instructed the two daughters-in-law to return to their father's homes. Ruth refused and accompanied Naomi back to Judah. While in Judah, to survive as two widowed women, Ruth managed to secure the affections of a wealthy man who could take care of them. Although many modern readers frown upon Ruth using sexual advances to care for her and her mother-in-law, the point of the story is that the foreigner, the Moabite Ruth, through her loyalty and dedication, managed to provide her Judean mother-in-law a new future. In both the books of Job and Ruth, we can see how the returning exiles were divided into the rich and the poor. Both books, to some degree, try to encourage the returning wealthy Judeans to look after the poor peasants who stayed behind during the exile. We also read in the book of Ruth how some authors disagree with the ideas of Ezra and Nehemiah that the Judeans should keep themselves separate from other nations. The book of Jonah addresses this same issue. Jonah was a prophet who lived in the 8th century BCE, in the time of King Jeroboam II. The book of Jonah was not written in that time, though. Through the language and ideas used, we can deduct that it was written in the Persian period, 300 years later. The recurring theme in the book of Jonah is his dissatisfaction every time Yahweh showed goodness to a foreign nation. He wants to keep Yahweh's blessings only to himself. The point the author was trying to make is that Yahweh is a God to all nations, not just the small nation of Judah. What we can see from this period is that some worldviews were being questioned. Not all Judeans believed or experienced their religion in the same way. In the next episode, we will see what happened when the Greeks overpowered the Persians and brought in the Hellenistic period.